Bottled water. Simple, pure, and marketed as the healthiest drink you can buy. Or so we've been told. But is it really any better than what comes out of your kitchen tap? Every year, millions of us spend a small fortune on bottled water, thinking it's safer, cleaner, or somehow more premium. But what if I told you that in many cases, bottled water is just filtered tap water dressed up in fancy packaging? Today, we're going to uncover the truth behind bottled water. By the end of this video, you might just rethink what you're paying for. Bottled water wasn't always the go-to beverage it is today. Decades ago, it was more of a luxury item, reserved for special occasions or niche markets. So how did it become a global industry worth billions of dollars? The answer lies in marketing. Brands started associating bottled water with health, purity, and prestige. Ads showed crystal clear streams and snow-capped mountains, convincing us that what's in the bottle is far superior to what's in our taps. And let's face it, the convenience of grabbing a bottle on the go is hard to beat. But beneath the glossy images and clever slogans, the truth is much murkier. Let's break it down. What are you actually drinking when you open a bottle of water? You might think it's straight from a mountain spring, but in reality, that's often not the case. Many popular brands simply take tap water, run it through a filter, and sell it at a massive markup. For example, in the US, about 25% of bottled water is just purified tap water. In Europe, it's slightly less, but the practice is still common. Some companies are upfront about this, but others rely on vague labels like purified water or premium drinking water to obscure the source. So is bottled water really cleaner or safer than tap water? In most developed countries, tap water is highly regulated and tested regularly for safety. Bottled water, on the other hand, isn't always subject to the same strict standards. In fact, studies have found that some bottled water brands contain traces of contaminants, everything from microplastics to industrial chemicals. And get this, in blind taste tests, most people can't even tell the difference between bottled and tap water. Let's talk about money. The price of bottled water is often 500 to 2,000 times higher than tap water. Think about that. You're paying more per liter of water than you would for gasoline in some cases. But what are you really paying for? A plastic bottle, a fancy label, and maybe the convenience of not having to fill up a reusable water bottle. For the same price as a single bottle of water, you could refill your own bottle hundreds of times from the tap. The true cost of bottled water isn't just financial, it's environmental. Producing and transporting plastic bottles consumes vast amounts of energy and resources. And here's the kicker, most plastic bottles aren't recycled. Globally, we produce about 500 billion plastic bottles each year, and less than 10% of them are recycled properly. The rest end up in landfills, oceans, or incinerators. That's a huge environmental burden for something we could easily do without. One of the most fascinating aspects of bottled water is the way it's marketed. Brands use terms like natural, pure, or spring water, but these terms aren't always regulated. Some brands even create elaborate backstories for their water, claiming it comes from untouched wilderness or ancient aquifers. But the truth? Much of this water is bottled in industrial plants, far from any natural spring. The imagery on the label is often just that, imagery. Now, there's one important exception to this conversation. In many developing countries where access to clean tap water isn't guaranteed, bottled water can be a lifesaver. For millions of people, it's not about convenience, it's about survival. But here's the irony. Even in countries with perfectly safe tap water, the bottled water industry thrives thanks to clever marketing and consumer habits. Here's the good news. You don't need bottled water to enjoy clean, great-tasting water. Here are a few simple alternatives. Invest in a good water filter. Whether it's a pitcher, faucet attachment, or under-sink system, a filter can improve the taste and quality of your tap water. Carry a reusable bottle. Stainless steel or glass bottles are durable, eco-friendly, and cost-effective. And know your local water quality. Most municipalities provide water quality reports, so you can see exactly what's in your tap water. By making these small changes, you can save money, reduce waste, and still enjoy refreshing water every day. Before we wrap up, let's tackle a few common myths. Myth number 1. Bottled water is always purer than tap water. Fact: tap water in many countries is as clean or cleaner than bottled water. Myth number 2. Bottled water tastes better. Fact: in blind taste tests, most people can't tell the difference. And myth number 3. Bottled water is better for your health. Fact: both tap and bottled water can be safe or unsafe depending on how they're handled. Bottled water may seem like the ultimate convenience, but it comes with hidden costs, financial, environmental, and ethical. By understanding what's really behind the label, you can make smarter, more sustainable choices. So next time you reach for a bottle of water, ask yourself, do you really need it? Or could a simple, reusable bottle and some tap water do the trick? Thanks for joining me on this journey to uncover the truth about bottled water. If you found this video helpful, hit like, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more eye-opening investigations. Until next time, stay hydrated and stay informed.